What's good, y'all boys? It's your boy Frankie, and I'm back for another reaction video today, man. So today we're gonna be reacting to how Drake's Arrogance cost him his top spot. So like I said before in previous videos, if you live under a rock, you don't know what I'm talking about. So I'll catch you up just a little bit. Drake and Kendrick Lamar finally had the long-awaited battle rap that we've all been waiting on. Like hip hop fans have been waiting on for probably like 9, 10, 11 years now. So before we get into the video, you must know that Kendrick ethered Drake. Kendrick beat Drake at his own game. He won over the internet. He won over the people by dropping one of the hottest songs of the summer. It's called Not Like Us. If you haven't checked out that song, you go ahead and just type in Not Like Us. It's literally damn near #1 everywhere. But we're going to be reacting to a video I found on my For You page. I don't know who the creator is. Matter of fact, let me see who the creator is real quick. Shout out to 93 Hendrick. That's who made this video. I will drop the original video in the description below. But that's enough yatting, chatting, and catting. Let's get right into it.
Drake has been dominating the rap game for a decade plus, with 5 Grammys, multiple hit records, and even being crowned Artist of the Decade in 2021. But it's fair to say that his arrogance has finally caught up to him. We all know that Drake lost the beef between him and Kendrick.
Facts.
And if there's anyone thinking otherwise, then they're delusional. But it's how Drake lost the beef and how he went out and what's happening after the beef too that makes this situation even more crazier. Like, for example, Not Like Us ended up dethroning God's Plan to become the fastest rap song to surpass 200 million streams.
Bro, I didn't even know that. Chat, did y'all know that? I knew Not Like Us was like breaking records and stuff, but I didn't know it passed God's Plan. That's actually hard, bro. Damn.
On Spotify. And you guys remember how big God's Plan was.
Facts.
That was a huge record right there. Drake went crazy on that record, but for Not Like Us to dethrone that song, that just goes to show you that people are rocking with Kendrick. And Not Like Us is a smash record. Drake deserved this loss from Kendrick because he's been moving very slimy, messing with other people's
slimy,
girls,
zesty,
taunting them, dissing people, and moving around like a leech and a culture vulture as well at times. For example, if you got a little buzz and got some motion going, Drake will hop on your record, of course.
See, I've heard that so many times and time again. Like, okay, there's different sides of that. Like, oh, Drake has put on so many up-and-coming artists, you know, before they got famous, he'll be the first one to collab with them. But it's like, if you take a step back and you look at it, I can see it from the other side, too. It's like, did Drake see a sound that was already catching the buzz, and did he jump on that train so that he can get his name surrounded with it? Because I could see that. Because, for instance, Black Boy JB is one of the most notable, like, I feel like, Drake stimulus packages, if we want to call it that we can all just go back and recall on. We had the Ride in the Motherfucking Roll. Yeah, y'all remember that song? And I think Drake hopped on a remix with him. That song went crazy for a whole summer. And it's like, did Drake help him out, or was Drake just doing that to kind of be relevant? I do get it how people can say that Drake hid behind like this veil of being the hero, this veil of being, hey, I'm putting the next person on, but really, what if he did have personal intentions behind it? What if it was never really to help the next artist? It was just to help him out. Because we've seen Drake collab with somebody, and then 10, 12, 11 months later, he drops a piece of project or a piece of work that sounds just like that artist. I mean, I don't know. It is very, very suspicious, man. It's very suspicious.
Numbers, and it's gonna be like it's his song, which is why he usually goes first, if you notice. But once that hype dies down and you're not that lit anymore, Drake is just on to the next. He's on to the next Jamaican wave or the next trap wave, or he just does something else. He moves on, essentially. But before, you guys were buddy, you guys were damn near best friends,
and Black
or
Boy
whatever
JB.
the case is, and he calls you his brother and he got you whenever. But yo, Drake, let's hop on another track, hop on this wave, just like Block Boy JB. He ended up posting that he wants to do another track with Drake, but Drake never responded. We all know radio shows aren't as popular as they were back then, like Hot 97 or Breakfast Club or anything like that. But in the beginning of Drake's career, those platforms were the platforms that Drake needed, and he utilized them. Maybe not the Breakfast Club, but Hot 97 and other radio places is a place that Drake would go, and it would help him, and it helped him a lot. It helped him gain fans. It helped get his message out there, his music, everything like that.
Okay, so I don't know where he's going with this take, so I can't say if it's an L take or a W take. But before we get into, like, before he even gets to his point, a lot of rappers still go to Hot 97. I mean, that's just still kind of the avenue I feel like a lot of up and coming artists takes in general. So I don't know, like, again, I don't know what take he's about to say, but I really hope this man ain't about to say, oh, Drake used radio stations to get where he is. Well, of course, like, that's what artist doesn't do that. Before the internet, the only way to get on was the radio.
But these days, Drake doesn't do radio and doesn't do interviews like that anymore. Unless it's viral stuff like Bobby Altoff and doing skits with Ben to Dawn and doing skits with Sexy Red hopping in her video and doing things of that nature because of numbers and views and attention. And of course, with Drake being bigger than ever, those people that did Drake a solid favor, they're gonna ask if Drake could do them a favor.
Spin the block, come back.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like, there's a working relationship there. And Drake would promise them interviews, but it never happened. He promised Drink Champs that he would do an interview with them. That never happened. He promised Elliott Wilson that he would do an interview with him again. That never happened, which is why.
Hey, y'all remember this? Y'all remember when this was a whole thing? So this was around the time when Drake did his video with Bobby Altoff, which, again, another industry plant. 100% got to be an industry plant. I mean, how do your first interview or her second interview was Drake? How? Anyways, we're not gonna get into that, but the point of that whole like debacle or situation between him and Elliott was Elliott asked Drake for an interview. You know, Elliott is a person who's been in the hip hop culture for quite some time, man. Probably longer than I've been around, to be honest. But I'm gonna just put it at least 15 years. He asked Drake to do an interview. Drake denies the interview or actually gives the man a runaround. And then he pops up and does an interview with Bobby Altoff. Like, who is that? Like, of course, now we know who that is because she's been everywhere. She's all over the blog pages and all that stuff. But everyone knows she's an industry plant. So it's like, to me, I wonder, you know, at his giving his point of view, like a little more steam behind it, Drake does only do things that'll bring him more notoriety or more clout. It almost seems like nothing he does is genuine. And I'm starting to really realize that, because it's like, why would you go do Bobby Altoff? But you got to think from his mind and point of view is like, okay, if I go do an interview with Elliott, yeah, it's going to do numbers, it's going to do viral. But if I go do an interview with this Bobby Altoff individual, it's going to make more people check in and tune into her interview, because they're going to be like, well, who is this girl and how did she get Drake on his interview? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really starting to look like Drake doesn't do anything just to help the next man out, or doesn't do anything just off the strength of, you helped me when I was coming up my career. It just kind of seems like everything he does has a clout motivation behind it. What y'all think, man?
Why Elliott Wilson is always feeling some type of way when Drake just does some like weird interview that's not even centered around hip hop. It's always with these influencers and these people that have a following online and stuff. It's like Drake is an influencer at this point that makes music. That's what he's acting like. It's like, bro, like you're a rapper, you're an artist. Yeah, you sing and do all that stuff too, but you're an artist. Like, people looked out for you in the beginning, like,
Thanks.
And he even promised an interview with Gillian Wallow, and that never happened.
That's crazy.
That would have been a pretty good interview if that happened, but Drake is just completely flaking on everybody. He's doing slimy stuff, flaking on people, and it's all because he thought he was on top of the world and nobody could stop him, nobody can check him, and he could just get away with everything. But that wasn't the case. Kendrick Lamar beat him at his own game. Not only did he lose the beef, he got obliterated in the beef, especially in the end. And when Drake needed a friend to defend him his back, you know, while all this was going on, if you look at his comment section, all you would see is just streamers and influencers, you know, just internet people, when it should be people like 21 Savage, even though he's in a tough situation, but still, that's your boy. It should be people like 21 Savage, Yachty. These people should be defending him, or just other rappers that he's friends with in the game, because he's been in the game for so long and he has all these friends and all these people, but they don't have your back. These radio people would have had your back, Drake, but you don't hit them up. You promised them this, you promised them that, but all you see on here is just influencers. Just influencers and internet people defending you. Little 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. That's who got your back? And yeah, I know radio is not as poppin' as it was back then, but with this beef right here, these radio people are the ones to talk. Their opinions matter. Like, this is like some people are calling this beef like the greatest rap beef of all time. Like,
All right, okay. Let me stop him right there. Like, if people are saying it's the greatest rap beef of all time, I disagree with that. It's not the greatest rap beef of all time because I feel like throughout the entire beef, it was pretty one sided. I can say that when it first started, right before we like when it's on paper, like oh Kendrick said this on like that, right? The narrative was oh Drake's about to watch him because we saw what Drake did to Meek Mill because Drake won the internet over. Now for me, I had always said that if it goes onto some lyricist, some penmanship type shit, Kendrick is going to win. Drake can't beat Kendrick at the pen game. But the only angle Drake had to try to beat Kendrick was to try and win the internet over. And where Drake messed up at is he tried to then go in there and outpen Kendrick. Like, if anything, Drake, you should have took this beef 10 times more serious. And I agree with the title, how Drake's arrogance cost him his top spot because it feeds into everything that, 93 Hendrix has been saying is like Drake just thought he was untouchable. So he's like, oh yeah, let me jump in a booth and try to work on my pen with Kendrick. That ain't something you probably wanted to do. And it's just like, again, I agree. There's a bunch of yes men in his camp because who told him it was a good idea to jump in the booth and try to outpen Kendrick? His best angle would have been trying to get on the internet and kind of make a club song or something like that. But again, it just shows that Drake's arrogance got to him, bro. Like, I think he was moving so untouchable for so long that he just thought like, hey man, this is just another speed bump in the road that I'm gonna just climb over. Little did he know.
this is like up there with that. So these radio people in Hot 97, like people like Funk Flex, all these people, like they have a say in this. And I don't really see them defending you like that, Drake. And with Drake losing the beef and not like us just going crazy, all eyes were on Drake just to see what he's going to do next. What song is he going to do?
Thanks.
Is he going to respond on a feature and do a sneak diss, or is he going to drop his own song and just
He's going
to drop a hit record? We're just wondering what Drake is going to do next. But then he ends up hopping on a Sexy Red record, which was probably recorded a while ago, but he definitely added some new stuff because
100%.
of the lyrics, of course, and added the BBL Drizzy instrumental on there.
BBL Drizzy, they want a new body, they asked me for it. The last one, John, he did it for free because I sent over so many past ones for him.
Which was not a smart move, in my opinion. Like, he's trying to flip that, but the whole BBL Drizzy thing is making fun of you, Drake. So you can't just hop.
I think he could have. I don't think he could have took that beat and then made people like, anytime I hear BBL Drizzy, I think about that Drake verse, or that, that's never gonna happen. That's over with. Like, Metro did what he was supposed to do with that beat, but what I do think Drake could have did was, if you were going to hop on the BBL Drizzy beat, like in the way that he did, it should have been just a freestyle, release it on YouTube, and then talk your shit on there. And I feel like he would have had a better chance at maybe kind of winning some of that narrative back. But just the way that you did it, like I said in a previous video, it was just an L move. You hit that verse on the BBL Drizzy beat behind a terrible song. That song is so horrible, and it breaks my heart that it's charting, y'all. I be seeing people on my Instagram playing, baby, I don't even know how I go. I don't even know how I go for real, but we go together. Or however, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. It breaks my heart that that's how hip-hop is, but I think it was an L move altogether. I think Drake honestly should have just left it alone. If he was going to get on a Sexy Red song, do that. But leave the beef shit alone. Move on, Drake. It's over.
Hop on that instrumental and try to kill it, because that beat is fire. So I guess I don't blame Drake for hopping on that, because that beat is fire. But
Facts.
At the end of the day, there's no way you can cope and try to spin it, because that whole thing is a diss towards you, because you told Metro Boomin to shut up and go make some drums.
And that's what he
go
did.
Make some drums. And he made a hit out of it. It's pretty much a hit. But that's not really a good way to come back after losing to Kendrick like that.
Facts.
And then he ends up hopping on another feature with some Canadian artist, I believe. I'm not too aware of him. It's a sample of Hey Delilah, and it's one of the worst songs I've ever heard. It's like it's a troll type of song. It's like it's a parody. And Drake came out with that.
Walk on Delilah, double date me if you like me. Brought my chronom for your besties.
It's very weird, and it's very...
Bro, when I first heard that song, for one, I thought it was AI. I didn't think it was real. And then when I found out that it was real, I'm like, it reminds me of, like, y'all know how on Saturday Night Live, or like, for some people who don't watch it, like on Wild 'N Out, their remix a popular song. Like that's what it gave me the vibe of. Like it was like a joke. Like if it was a parody song, I'm like, oh, that's fire for a parody song. It reminds me of like a Wild 'N Out or SNL skit type song. But it's a real song, bro. And then people saying that Wagwan is Canadian. What? Since when, brother? I've been on this earth 28 years. Wagwan is Jamaican slang. I don't know if it's slang or just, but I know it's Jamaican. It belongs to the Jamaicans. Ah, man. What?
Very odd because with a loss like that to Kendrick, being annihilated like that, that's not a song you come out with. That's not a feature you release after. And little by little, people are losing respect for Drake. They're losing respect for him. They're not looking at him the same. It's not looking too good right now. Like right now, people are really checking for Kendrick and what he's going to drop. And a lot of people are anticipated for his work. They're even going back and bumping Good Kid, Mad City, listening
Insane.
to Damn, listening to Pimp a Butterfly. A lot of people are going back listening to Kendrick's old
We need it. We need it. Like even if it's not Kendrick to drop, we need somebody who's gonna make some. Where's Wale, bro? You know what I'm saying? Big Sean. Like even if it's not Kendrick, like give us some real rap, brother. Because the music that's been coming out lately is, man, like, okay, don't get me wrong, it's some bops, you know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing all the new artists. Like, I listen to Boss Man D-Lo. I listen to, Lucky's one of my favorite, used to be underground artists, V's, all these guys. I listen to them myself, but it's just like, as a hardcore rap fan, we have no real rap music, bro. Like, Kendrick, you have the perfect stage right now to drop something and everybody gonna eat it up. You gonna sell probably 1 million first week. So you go ahead and drop. But I mean, I know J. Cole is supposed to drop, but I feel like J. Cole is waiting now. I think J. Cole is just somewhere on the beach. Y'all be seeing all the memes somewhere on the beach or in the forest, playing with the animals and shit. J. Cole is so far tapped out of hip hop now. I don't even know if he's still gonna drop his album. But this just goes to show, right, that 25K, 22K, the last week of May, it just goes to show that once Kendrick dropped that real rap, we was like, oh, wait. As fans, right? Oh, wait, we do like real rap. We don't have to listen to Sexy Red. We don't have to listen to Ice Spice. Ice Spice.
stuff. A lot of stuff they probably have missed or memories and things like that. And his streams are going up like crazy. So with Drake doing these questionable moves, man, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know what he's going to do next. And it's looking kind of weird for Drake right now. He's just done too many shady things, and a lot of people don't like him. People like Travis Scott, The Weeknd, Future, Rick Ross.
So many people.
And the list just goes on. And if all those people don't like you and don't mess with you anymore, like, come on. Clearly, Drake is the problem. Like, we've seen certain patterns and certain things that he's done, and the people he hangs around with, too. All that plays a part. There's just so much that's going on right now, but Drake did deserve to be humbled. Because
I agree.
After a while, it's like all that trash talking, all that you're the best, which as you should do when you're on top, but all that other messy stuff on the side, you shouldn't be doing that. But we never know when karma will come, but when it comes, it comes.
Facts.
But this is not me saying that Drake is trash and that nobody's gonna listen to him, because he's crossed over. He's been dominating for so long. He's always gonna have his fans. He's always going to be popping, but Kendrick is that guy right now. I'm sorry. Drake, step aside. Kendrick right now is doing his thing, and I hope this album from K-Dot is a classic. To Pimp a Butterfly type of level classic. We'll see, though. We'll see what Kendrick does, but as of now, Drake got what he deserved. He was just too cocky. If you got to the end of this
Hey, W video, shout out 93 Hendrix, man. I'm going to link the original video in the description down below. But just on some afterthoughts, man, what I was thinking about during the video is, like, can we really, like, just step back? Like, even if you don't like Drake or if you do like Drake, right? Let's step back and say, like, if somebody were to ask you to describe Drake as an artist, you can't. I was just sitting here kind of thinking about that in the back of my mind. I'm like, what type of music does Drake make? Now, of course, a good artist is always going to reinvent themselves and have different sounds. I'm not saying that that's wrong. But what I'm saying is like, even if an artist reinvents themselves, they still have a little bit of them in that style. For instance, let's just talk about Drake. Drake and 21 Savage. I can't remember what was the name of that tape that they dropped? I think it was Her Loss. I believe it was Her Loss or something like that, right? The collab tape they dropped. you got 21 Savage singing on there, but it was just like, it sounds like 21 Savage singing. You get what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like if 21 Savage worked on his vocals and started singing. So it's like he changed up his sound, he changed up his message, started singing to women, but it still sounds like 21 Savage. So for that same example, it's like when Drake did all his crossover to kind of like the UK style drill beats and all that, he was really trying to sound like somebody from the UK, which is like, okay, it's not wrong, but it just kind of feeds that narrative that Drake is just an actor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, prime example. Lil Baby and Central C just came out with a song. I don't know what it's called, but it's like, we can go band for band. Nah, fuck that. We can go M for M. Prime example. Lil Baby rapped like Lil Baby on a UK style beat, and it was fire. He didn't try to sound like Central C. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you can do it, reinvent yourself, reinvent your style, and not sound like somebody else. So it's like Drake has really been a chameleon for a very, very long time. I don't think we've seen any authentic Drake probably in the last half a decade, 2 or 4 decades, you know what I'm saying? So I get why a lot of people, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, pause, no diggy, because it's like there is no authenticity behind it. But anyways, man, I do think Kendrick need to go ahead and drop. I don't know if he officially announced something. I had heard rumors that Kendrick was going to drop, but again, you can't believe everything you see on the internet. So hopefully he do drop something, man, because we need some real rap. But like, we need some, where Big Sean at, where Wale at, where I can't even say Meek Mill. I don't know what's going on with Meek Mill, but where all these older dudes who ain't too old, you know what I'm talking about, but like old enough that could drop some real bars, man. But anyways, let me know what y'all think down in the comment. Do y'all think Drake's Arrogance cost him his top spot? My personal opinion, I'm gonna say 100% yes. He should have took this beef 1,000% more serious, and he should have tried to win it the best way he knew how to. At the end of the day, an L is an L. He got to take it to the chin, but it's like, what does he do now? But that's going to be the end of this video, man. If y'all made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button, comment if you're feeling up to it, and subscribe, man. I'll be dropping these reactions back to back to back to back to back. Later.